Peter Schiff is one of the few forecasters who accurately and publicly predicted the 2007 housing market collapse and the subsequent 2008 financial crisis. In a recent interview, Peter Schiff was talking about tax, debt, and many things related to that. He explained why government uses taxes to pay all the debt and programs. In the interview, Peter said that he thinks that the most important consideration this time around is going to be inflation. He thinks that the inflation is the primary factor that everybody should take into consideration when trying to formulate any investment strategy, as investment is going to have an impact on the price of investment, whether it is your savings or assets like gold, silver, real estate, stocks, or a cryptocurrency. He argued that you have to think of inflation not just like a monetary phenomena and not just as the effect that inflation is going to have on the prices, not just consumer prices but an asset prices. You also have to think about inflation in its most basic form, which is taxation. Inflation is really a tax. That's what it boils down to, and you have to understand it because governments really have two ways of paying for their expenditures. The most honest way is through the current taxation. Now, obviously, that could be unpopular for the people who are paying the taxes. Nobody likes to send money to the US government. So, when the politicians are constantly running for re elections, they don't want to tell the voters how much all these government programs actually cost. There are certainly voters who benefit from the programs, couldn't care less about how much they cost because they are not the ones paying the taxes. But then you have the group of voters who are paying the taxes and who are not directly benefiting from the lot of those programs. So they are more cognizant of what they cost. Politicians looking to get as many votes as possible try to find other ways to finance their spending. They won't aggravate the taxpayers. Another way the government can do it, which is really the first way, is by borrowing the money and borrowing it legitimately from a private lender who is really into a take money and loan it to the US government by buying a US treasury bond from the government. Now when governments do this, they are just delaying the taxation into the future because whatever money the government borrows today must be repaid tomorrow. And where is the government going to get the money to repay the bondholders? Well, from the taxpayers of the future. But in the meantime, the taxpayers of today have to pay the interest on the money that has been borrowed. So in other words, when government pays for its spending programs by borrowing, the taxpayers are actually on the hook for an even greater cost because not only do they pay back the principal, but they have to pay all the interest. It's just like if you go out to buy a new television set. If you just buy it, it's cheaper than using your credit card and then paying your monthly minimum payments every month. Because by the time you pay off the television set, maybe you have paid 2 or 3 times the actual cost because of all the interest that you have paid over these years. Well, that's the same thing when you pay for the government programs with debt. By the time you repay the debt, the government programs were a lot more expensive than if you have paid for them with current taxation. But the benefit to politicians is that the taxpayers don't actually understand this or they really don't care. Because the thing, it's some taxpayers in the future that is going to be stuck repaying the debt, not the taxpayers who are voting today. And by and large, that's how a lot of our government spending has been paid for until recently. Now the government has to resort to a new method of finance because it is now impossible for the government to borrow money from private sources because government cannot afford to pay a high enough interest rate to private lenders to make this a viable transaction. And that is because of the enormity of the debt that we currently have. The US government has borrowed so much money to try to delay the day of reckoning for so long and kick the down road as we have gone deeper and deeper into debt. Now that we have a national debt that's approaching $30 trillion, there is no way the US government can finance that. Repaying the debt is completely impossible, not with the money that has any real purchasing power, but at this point, the principal of the debt is just so enormous that even if the government is forced to pay a normal rate of interest, it cannot actually make those payments. So, what is happening now is that the government is financing its expenditure through the inflation. And the way that process works is the government issues debt and then it's the Federal Reserve that buys that debt. But when the Federal Reserve buys the debt, it has to expand the money supply to do it. When the US government borrows from a private lender, it's taking money from one person and loaning it to another person. It doesn't increase the amount of the money supply. And the person who is loaning the money to the government can't only spend that money because they have loaned it to the government and the government gives it to somebody else to spend. But when the Federal Reserve monetizes that debt and prints new money, then it's all new spending in the economy. Because the government have not taken money away from anybody, but it's giving new money to other people. Another way to think about it is, when the government taxes you to pay for its spending, it literally taxes your money. The money comes right from your paycheck like income tax. And then they give that money to somebody else. Now somebody else spends that money that you earned. You can't spend it because the government took it and gave it to somebody else. So your standard of living, your purchasing power is now diminished. Because you have less money to spend. But when the government does not raise your taxes, if it just prints more money and then gives it to the same individual to spend, your purchasing power, at least in terms of dollar, has not been diminished. Now you have another guy or girl who is giving all this cash that can now go out and spend it. So what happens is that person competes with you to buy stuff and prices becomes higher and higher over the period. So the result of that type of taxation is that the prices go up and everything becomes more expensive. Instead of the government taking your money, the government takes the purchasing power of your money. I hope you are getting my point. The government takes the purchasing power of your money, and that's what called a tax. If you look at what's happening now, especially since the beginning of this pandemic, government debt and money printing is off the charts. We have never experienced anything like this. Half of the money that the government is spending is being printed by the Federal Reserve. So it's not really borrowings spent anymore. Actually, it's printing spent. Nobody seems to think that this is an actual problem. People like to call it a monetary theory. So guys, hope you understand this video clearly. And if you have found this video a little bit informative, then please make sure to like this video and subscribe to our channel. Also press that bell icon. I'll see you in my next video. Till then, have a nice day.